Right. Gungrave G.O.R.E. We played it on the Xbox Series X. I know the game case up there shows PS5, but we did download it for the Xbox Series X. When I saw the gameplay trailer, I actually got super excited because it really did look like a phenomenal game to play. I am a big fan of games like Devil May Cry and Bayonetta. I've done all of the games, so this was definitely right up my street. So is the game good enough? Is the game worthy enough to spend money on and actually play? That's what we're here to find out. We are on day 3 of the stream, so it took us 3 days to play throughout the whole game. The game size is 30 gig. So it's not a baby, it's a medium boy. So I wouldn't say you'd need to remove a lot off your hard drive. 30 gig is not huge, but at least you know. It's a PEGI 16. With the trailer that I saw, yeah, PEGI 16 fits the narrative very well. If they obviously went up a step further with the gore itself, they probably could have pushed it towards an 18 rated, but it's more softcore than anything else, so PEGI 16 is fine. Price on Shop2 they're selling it for $37.85. At Game they're selling it for $42, and digital download you are charged $45. So the prices are all going up. Luckily this game did land straight away on Xbox Game Pass, so we picked it up straight away, we installed it and started the review straight away. It's an action adventure. I really wouldn't say adventure, definitely action 100%. The publisher is Prime Matter, the developer is Ligimob, if I'm pronouncing it right. I'm pretty sure I am. And the consoles it was launched on is PS5, PS4, Xbox, Xbox Series S, X, and also Windows. And again, like I said, I was lucky enough it landed on Game Pass because, yeah. So we're going to break down the game exactly the same way as we break down any other game that we review. Starting off with for me, the most important aspect of any video game, which is the audio soundtrack and the audio effects, because I love music. And again, being a massive fan of Devil May Cry and Bayonetta, their soundtracks fit so incredibly well with the game. And it is a must-have. It definitely adds to the vibe, and it definitely adds to the experience while playing. Did Gungrave G.O.R.E have a phenomenal soundtrack, and did it work? 70-30 for me. Some of the background music in some of the levels was just crappy noise, in my opinion, and it didn't fit a lot of what I was doing. But on the flip side, the majority of levels did indeed have a fantastic soundtrack, and it did work. So it started off really badly because the first level was just noise, complete noise from start to finish. But it then got better and better and better, and then we got some more levels that just sounded absolutely freaking awful. Some of it was my taste, some of it wasn't my taste. So I guess it depends completely on the person. But some of the music just did not fit some of the levels that we were playing on. But that is just my opinion. The effects used, the explosions sound absolutely fantastic. The gun noises sound absolutely phenomenal as well. And I can't really fault the game for its audio effects. I think they all worked extremely well within the game itself. The voice acting I didn't like at all. There was so much terrible voice acting, very monotone, very boring, and it just didn't fit whatsoever. It really didn't. A lot of the voice actors, a lot of the characters had very similar voice acting. It was very monotoned and just very emotionless, and I really didn't like it. I didn't vibe it whatsoever. I started caring less and less and less about what they were talking about, because it just didn't fit the atmosphere of the game, the atmosphere, the surroundings, the environment that they were in. It was just like someone was just reading a script, and I didn't like it. That's, again, just on me. Graphics, texturing, and any weather effects. Graphically, this game is beautiful. It really is, especially in the cutscenes. The spells that go on, the atmospheric texturing and everything that they use within the game itself. It looked absolutely phenomenal. It did. I couldn't fault it whatsoever. And again, playing it off of the Xbox Series X, it looked really, really, really well done. It really did. So I can't fault the game in how it looks. And we don't really knock points off reviews regardless of whether or not the graphics are good or bad. It's just how they're executed within the game. I played it on performance mode over quality mode because it was very fast paced. And I didn't want the game to suffer from any form of frame drops, which we didn't really encounter. There weren't any blotchy textures or missing textures at all throughout our 3-day experience. So again, in terms of graphics and the texturing of the game itself, I couldn't fault it. I really, really couldn't. The character model design, glitches and bugs. I'm going to put my hands up straight away and say I do not like how the main character looks at all. I really didn't. I didn't like his image. To me, he was a emo Dante, emotionless, stale, very dry. I like the concept that he's, he has a tombstone grave sort of thing on his back that's always there. It just doesn't look great during combat. It doesn't. If he manifested it out during combat and then it faded away, that would probably look way better. But when I'm comparing his character design to games like Devil May Cry, to games like Bayonetta, I don't like it at all. And during our very first playthrough, this is something that we compared him as a character to. He does look like a hybrid of Dante meets Bayonetta dressed up as the protagonist from the game like Prototype on Xbox. Oh, thank you. No, that's yours. No, that's yours. Oh, is that it for what I get for forging your documents, do I? Okay. You want to borrow my... Why? Uh-huh. And you need my car for... Okay, that's fine. Car keys should be in my jacket over there. Well, good luck. But yeah, Dante meets Bayonetta dressed as the protagonist from Prototype. That's pretty much his look. And it didn't work. For me, it really didn't work. The enemy designs, though, especially the boss designs, I can't really fault them. They looked really good. Each boss looked completely different from the last, so they give you something very different to look at while you're battling. But they overuse pretty much about 80% of the enemies in the game. They overuse them. It's spam after spam after spam. You find the keys? Then they'll be downstairs on the radiator by the window. And yeah, this game overused, like I said, about 80% of it. It was just rinse and repeat over and over again. Nothing at all like Devil May Cry and Bayonetta, where they throw a massive variety of enemies at you that can do different abilities and different spells, different attacking skills, and it got boring very quickly. And if you were around while we were streaming it, you could see the level of frustration in me, and pretty much the boredom set in after a while, especially on day 2. I lost a lot of willpower to play this game. I'm not gonna lie. Glitches and bugs, we really didn't encounter any of that throughout we did have the game crash on us twice, and it wasn't it was pretty much just the game shut itself down. It force closed itself, and it force closed itself, and I had to reload the entire game. It should never happen. I'm sorry, but it should never freaking happen at all. I don't know if it's a patch that they're gonna have to roll down. I was doing 2 completely different things when the game shut itself down. It wasn't like I encountered the exact same bug twice. It was two completely different levels at two completely different points, and it just forced shut itself down. So probably a little bit of polishing, a little bit of comb over to find out how it happened and whether or not they can patch it. And fantastic. Game mechanics and gameplay. The gameplay, like I said before, it plays in a very similar style as Devil May Cry and Bayonetta. The mechanic, do you know what? The game mechanics were quite good. A lot of the abilities that you used were really cool, and I definitely vibed. But again, 80% of the game is the exact same thing over and over and over and over again, and I got bored pretty bloody fast. And I don't like that, because with the other type of games that I play, especially games that are similar to this, I don't get bored with Devil May Cry. I don't get bored with Bayonetta. This was a bore to play, but because we're doing it as a review, I committed to it for my community, and I kept pushing myself, even though I wanted to headbutt my monitors multiple times until I concussed myself. Replayability and game difficulty. This game definitely has replayability because there's a lot that you can unlock within your character, a lot of abilities, a lot of skills that you can do. Plus the game records what you're playing on, easy, medium, hard, or when you complete the game, G.O.R.E difficulty, and it grades you per game. It's a very stylish type game. The game wants you to execute and to perform special abilities. You get a combo rating, or they call it beats rating, where you pretty much have to keep the combos going, but the combo meter pisses off in 2 seconds if you're not able to keep the chain going, and that sucks. That really does, because 2 seconds is nothing at all while you're in the heat of battle and you're watching your counter go up, and it's like, but you didn't shoot anything in 2 seconds, so we're now going to disappear. And that annoyed the shit out of me. That really did, because I was really aiming for the highest beat rating possible throughout every level that we did. But the game will grade you throughout all the stages. There are 31 stages in total, some of them lasting 5 minutes. The average level, I think, was around about 10 to 12 minutes. And then you got the longer levels, which were around about 20 to 25 minutes long. And it's, yeah. You want to perform the best styles, you want to perform the best executions, but the majority of the time you're hammering your right trigger, which is the shoot button. Think about, again, like Dante and Bayonetta, where you're shooting your two pistols over and over and over and over again. It's that for about 90% of the game. Shooting the same enemies over and over again, non-stop. Then performing a special, and then going straight back into pew 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 pew. Please do not play on a brand new controller, because you will probably wear out the right trigger faster than any other game that you'll ever play, because that's all you're spamming, just the right trigger over and over again. And I feel sorry for my control. We played through the game mostly all the way to the end on normal difficulty, and the difficulty scaling in this game is broken. There are some games that are super easy to play on normal mode, and other games that are stupidly hard. The enemies can shoot through their teammates to hit you, so when there's about 10 to 15 rocket launcher douchebags, the rockets go through their teammates to hit you. And there's only one way to deflect certain projectiles, and if you're not on point with that, you get hit by absolutely everything. You lose your shield super fast, and then you just drop dead. And when you die, this game has a coin toss, where some checkpoints are really good, and other checkpoints are garbage, and it will put you straight back to the beginning, or straight back to the area that you've just completely cleared that took you about 10 minutes to get through. I did not like the checkpoint system at all in this game. I really didn't. It didn't aid the player a lot of the time, and it sucked. Especially as this game uses a lot of very cheap one-shot kill. Like Gravity, you fall down somewhere, you insta-die. That's it, you insta-die and you start all the way back again. Or we had one level where there was a laser room. You touch the laser once, you instantly die. You got to go all the way back. And it just sucks. It's just a cheesy thing to do to a player, especially in a game like this. Oh my god, my itchy nose. Sorry. Oh, there we go. I don't like one-shot kill mechanics, and some of the bosses were so OP that they would pretty much do a very small combo in front of your face, and it'll instantly kill you on normal difficulty, even though I upgraded my health. It's stupid. It really was. It was frustrating and annoying more than anything else. So at the very end of the game, on our last level, I had to drop the difficulty from normal to easy because there was a corridor room full of 15-ish shooting assholes, and all the bullets were going through their teammates, and you just instantly dead within seconds. You'd run down the corridor, turn around, they would spawn out and barrage you to death within seconds, and you couldn't deflect their specific ammunition because it wasn't deflectable, and it just broke me. I got so annoyed and frustrated, I quit out of the level, dropped the difficulty down to easy, just to play that one last level on that mode. And that should never be a thing. It was just because the difficulty spike went from fair and realistic to dumb and stupid. So, good luck if you plan on playing this game on normal mode. Good luck. I hope you're able to breeze through it and not struggle on some of the levels that were stupidly hard, because it just didn't, to me, it didn't make any sense. Story, if applicable, I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less. I couldn't. The story is very hard to follow. They have a histories tab at the beginning of the game where you can recap back in a previous Gungrave game which came out on the PS2. I watched the gameplay, by the way, of it, and it was exactly the same as this game. Pretty much in every sense of the form, it was identical. I couldn't care about the story. I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less about the characters, what their mission was, what they were trying to achieve. The game didn't do a good enough job to keep me entertained and to keep me involved in the story, and I just lost all interest in the first stream. I couldn't care. Maybe that's just because I'm an outsider of the lore of Gungrave, but to me, the game should work harder at bringing people in specifically for that reason, to get them involved with the story. I just couldn't care less. I couldn't care less at all. I'm sorry. Game customization and stats building. There are stats, particularly the stats within the game. Basically, every time you complete a level, you're rewarded with like a payout in points, and you allocate those points to what you want to level up, either certain health, certain special moves, making certain things stronger, like your guns, your melee weapon. But ultimately, it's a very basic system. It really is. It's not that hard. You can replay certain levels over and over again to increase your payout, so you can then unlock absolutely everything, and that does tie into some achievements as well. But I have zero interest in touching this game ever again. I am not playing this game at all. I'm out. I'm done. I tapped out midstream, but I went, nope, we got to get this done. We got to get this done. So we kept going. We kept going until it is completed. Online mode, there is none, so not applicable. Purchase price, value of content. Do I feel this game justifies? The cheapest is £38 and the most expensive is £45. Do I feel this game is £45 material? No, not in the slightest. Do I feel it's £38 in material? No, not in the slightest. This game is rinse, repeat, same shit over and over again, and you just get bored. That's not what makes a great game. Forcing the player to do the same thing over and over and over again non-stop is not how a gamer will enjoy what they're doing. Devil May Cry does it perfectly. Bayonetta does it perfectly. This game, not in the slightest at all. You'll hype yourself up with all the pew-pews and the explosions in the first few levels, and then you'll get to a stage where you're like, this is boring. Really, really boring. Microtransactions. I didn't check. Let me just quickly check on Xbox whether there was anything in the store. See, Microsoft Store. This game is probably £25 at best. That's it. That is it. I wouldn't put any more in it. But if you can please play it on Game Pass so you're not spending any money. I can see there's pictures, accessibility, movie. I can't see any microtransactions or any extra content. Thank the Lord. Jesus Christ, thank the Lord. Any additional notes? Massive audio balancing within the game. As soon as we started the game, my eardrums were blown the fuck through my brain hole. I had to go into the game options and turn all the audio options down to 50%. And even then, there were still massive balancing issues between the audio throughout the game itself. Some bits would be blasting loud, where some bits would be super, super, super quiet. They need to work on that. Completely work on that. Because a player shouldn't have to knock 50% off the audio on everything just to make this game bearable. Stage 1, crap, yeah, we already talked about that, blah, 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 already talked about all of that. Boss fights were unique, yes they were. Different and very entertaining, yes they were. The train level was stupid and sucks because of the insta-kills that the game was throwing at the player. Every enemy can pretty much knock the player back, stunning them in a corner and easy killing them. Yep, we experienced that all the time. Cutscene dialogue was cringy. Yes, we talked about how bad the dialogue was in the cutscenes, but the cutscenes looked great though. I'm still going to stand by that. Game way too repetitive. Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. So what it boils down to now really is the game worth playing, and is the game, would I rate it? Good. The game, in my opinion, isn't worth playing. If you want to play a game like this, go play Devil May Cry. Go play Bear Now. Million times better. And I'm serious to God. If you really want to play this game, pick it up in a Game Pass or a super mega sale that makes it super cheap. But that is just my opinion. It really is. What would I score it? Four out of 10. This game is below average in so many aspects. I'm happy scoring it a 4 out of 10. I'm not touching this game ever again. I am not in the slightest. 4 out of 10. I'm done. Review closed. That's it. That is pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the breakdown review. I really do. Sonic Frontiers was supposed to be now, but it's not arrived and it's 7 days late. So I'm going to try and get a replacement sent, which I'm entitled to after 10 days. But guys, thank you for watching the review on YouTube. Comment down below if you enjoyed the review. Please let me know. Please let me know. Flood the comment section down below, and I will see you guys next time in the next review. Thank you and stay safe. Bye bye.